cover, tackle, whatever. I don't care. They'll throw the ball too. So
tell us about this lobbying you were doing last week to get into the game.
I mean, my ankle is fine. Like it's bruised, but like I played with one arm last year. Like I literally couldn't move my arm at all for 4 games last year. So the ankle was the least of my worries. And I wanted to play. I didn't care if we were playing Daniel High School or Dallas Cowboys. I want to get out there and play. They obviously didn't really need me, but I don't care. I could have played 75 snaps and been perfectly fine. Coach Swinney's obviously smarter than I am and looking for the future. I know we have a short week, but I could have played. I would have been fine. I was moving perfectly. I was moving good by Wednesday. So.
When did he tell you weren't going to play? Was it on game day?
No, I thought I was going to play. I kept asking if there was any window at all that I could go in and play. But I asked him Saturday morning, and I asked him again, and he was like, "You're not playing." Like, I think he was getting annoyed because I kept asking him, and I kept trying to show him that I could play because I could have. Like I was running around, jumping on the sidelines. It felt perfectly fine. Like I was cutting by Wednesday. I think it's just because it was still kind of swollen and bruised. I mean, it's still bruised right now, but like the swelling's down. Like I played 120, 100. We did 160 plays yesterday in practice, but everyone felt perfectly fine.
Is that why they didn't even let you pad up on Saturday? They didn't want you running out there.
Well, I think he just wanted me to be out there with the guys for pregame. So I don't really know why I went through pregame. When I went out there, I kind of figured, all right, I'm going to the pregame. Like, there's still a chance. So you're saying there's a chance?
I saw you after one of the first sessions. You went out, did a big jump in the air. And
I felt fine. That's why I was kind of mad that I was mad that they announced at the beginning of the week that no, he's not playing. I wish I could at least went throughout the week and see how I felt. I think he just wanted to shut that conversation down as quick as possible, just because we have a short week, and since it'll be a tough game. They'll run the ball probably 50 times during the game. So I understand why he did it, but I still wanted to play. So.
You all still work on the cut blocks every practice.
Yeah.
How much does that prepare you for what Georgia does?
I mean, a huge amount. We practiced yesterday, and we were in full pads. It sucks because the offense was in vests. They were in shorts, but the scout-o and the defense was in full pads. So it was like a Tuesday practice on Sunday night. So a lot of the guys weren't happy with it. But I was talking to Kendall. We were watching film earlier. We were talking about how it pays off. Just because their scheme is so different. It's not taboo, but it's just not what you see every day. So the full pads definitely helps out. I won't be in full pads during the day, and then tomorrow is a Thursday practice. So it's a short week. But getting to prepare for them during camp, those extra days during camp to kind of get a foundation definitely helped out a lot.
What worked so well last year where you just held them to the worst ever performance for a Paul Johnson team?
I think just preparation and execution. Our guys were on our P's and Q's. We knew what to expect. We knew how to line up. We played pretty good against the cut blocks. Just really assignment football because it's really a numbers game, especially with them. Having a pitch guy, an alley guy, and just having each guy that do their assignment every snap. I think we did that pretty well last year.
Is that what makes it so dangerous this year? You were a veteran defense last year, more so this year. A lot of inexperienced guys playing.
Yeah,
Does that make it dangerous?
I mean, it's definitely. I think. It stresses everybody out a little bit more, just because we haven't had guys that have played it that much, especially with our D line. But I mean, with fall camp yesterday, I think they already have a good foundation for it. So I think we'll be fine.
You said 160 plays yesterday?
Yeah, we did 163.
But how typical is that to a different week, or how different?
That's normal. Yeah, that's normal. Coach V is frantic out there. He is going crazy. So we go lightning speed. So we get a lot of snaps in every practice.
We know that for the defensive linemen, they'll play a little bit further off the ball so that they can push down on those blocks. But as a linebacker, other than your eye, do you do anything different? Is there anything that technically you do different against an option offense?
I mean, I'm ready to play a cut block more than often than I would be. But it's still gets gap in assignment football. You play off your leverage. You read your keys. So it's pretty siller. Their scheme's different, but you kind of use the same fundamentals that you would with any other game. But just being quicker to play a cut block and being ready for it. Because a lot of times in a game you don't think it's going to happen at all, but not knowing now it could happen 80 snaps. So just having your hands ready to defend a cut block.
When you were a freshman, was that hard for you to adjust when you played them that first time? Was all the cut blocking?
Well, I probably had a better foundation than some freshmen because just getting to play easily for 4 years. But they obviously don't cut as good as Georgia Tech does. So maybe it definitely was a transition that I wasn't used to. But I probably was a little further along than most freshmen. I don't think I played that much my freshman year.
Talk about how you felt.
Didn't I get ejected in that game?
I think so.
Yeah, for targeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was out for the second quarter. I'm pretty sure.
But with that said, though, like, do you tell the younger guys though, what to expect, because you try to explain it, but maybe until they actually experience it, they won't get it.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of emulate it during practice because it goes so quick. They kind of know what to expect. They kind of know that they're going to get cut, or they're going to try to cut you every single snap. It's really just getting cut and then how quick they run their offense. But we've faced a lot of tempo. Every team we face has been tempo, or has tried to tempo, and we shut that down. But really just playing the cuts, that's probably the main difference that they're not going to be used to, that we've been kind of trying to simulate throughout the week.
Going back to Saturday, you observed on the sidelines. One of the times I noticed you on the sidelines was celebrating after Jamie Skalski got hit. What did you tell him after that hit?
I just went buck wild. He's a dog. He'll have a great career here. He's just a football player. He's just old school, and he has a lot of areas to grow mentally, but he just finds a way to the ball every single snap. And that was probably one of the biggest hits I've ever seen in a game. He laid that dude out, and I didn't know what the blitz was, and I saw him just kind of running the line, and he just kind of disappeared. Then out of nowhere, he just obliterates this dude. So it was an unreal hit. So I just went crazy, and I kind of treat him like a little brother, try to kind of guide him and kind of bring him along. Cause I know what his potential is going to be and how good of a player he's going to be. So I try to help him out as much as possible. When I saw that, it was a great play.
A lot of folks compare you.
And we're similar with White. We're short white guys. I have a better beard than him, but I think our style of play is very similar. And his knack to find the ball is unreal.
We haven't talked to you in a couple.
Yeah.
We haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. You had a pick against Auburn, and 3 different linebackers had picks against Troy.
Yeah.
How bizarre is that? And, other than Coach B's brilliant coaching, is there anything to which you attribute that? The drills that you do in practice, anything like that?
Really just preparation. Mine, Kendall. I think mine and Kendall were really just preparation, just kind of be knowing what they're going to run, those bait routes, and Kendall just kind of getting the hole. Because we watched, there was a play by Jacksonville State where their linebacker made the exact same play, and we probably watched that play 100 times. And the way they called the interception, it was literally identical. So it was kind of cool to see him do that and just kind of see the preparation pay off. Dorian and Jalen was literally just in the right place at the right time. Dorian literally just being ready for the screen, and it was just a bad throw, and then Jalen just finding the tip ball. So theirs was really just kind of lucky. It was awesome to see that all 3 of them got an interception. I wish I could have got one. I was kind of waiting okay, it's my time. I'm about to get one. Obviously it didn't work out. I rolled my ankle. But it was pretty cool because you don't see that happening too often.
This is one of those games as well. Your job a lot of the time is just going to be go hit Justin Thomas. Is that fun to play as a linebacker as opposed to chasing wide receivers and tight ends all over the field?
Well, I have a lot more to do than just hit the quarterback. I got a lot of other guys I got to hit. But I would much rather do that than have to cover a guy in the slot. I honestly don't mind spread offenses because a lot of the time he has us blitzing a lot. Because I'd much rather have Van Smith or Cordray cover a guy than me. But I think I'm definitely able to cover a guy, but I'd much rather have to play an option or play the run 60 snaps than cover a guy for 60 snaps. So this is definitely a more looking forward to this game plan a lot more than some other spread offense.
It's also more fun, I guess, because you actually the quarterback is such a running back, you actually
Right.
get to hit him because he's running the football.
Yeah.
Whereas most quarterbacks, you kind of got to watch what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in practice, when we go throughout the week, we can't even breathe on Deshaun, or he'll pull our scholarship. So now getting to go against these guys, getting to treat them like they're running back, so it's pretty fun.
Sounds like maybe you want to take a shot at Deshaun.
No, it's not worth it. Coach Swinney would legit. He would honestly probably pull my scholarship. I would not be a part of this team if I touched Deshaun. And then Dorian hit Nick the other week pretty hard, and he chewed Dorian's tail. But if that was Deshaun, then Dorian wouldn't be in our uniform anymore. He'd probably have to transfer. But it's our game plan this week, just preparing. We get to hit the quarterback every single snap, so it's a lot more fun.
How much have guys been able to retain kind of what you guys did in fall, especially some of the younger guys, and how much did that help?
No, it helps a lot. I mean, we spent 3 days probably preparing for them during camp. It gave us a huge foundation. Because when you need all the time you can all your time that you can get for that type of offense, and the fact that we only have like 3 days to prepare, so adding those other 3 days, it helps out a lot. A lot of guys, there wasn't really a drop off yesterday. A lot of guys were kind of on their P's and Q's, knew what they were doing, what to expect. So those days in camp helped out a lot.
Is Coach V playing scout team quarterback this week?
Oh yeah, he doesn't trust anybody else
Did you
to.
get to hit him again this week, too?
Well, I can't. We'll give him a shove every now and then. I saw that they were working the scout team after practice today, kind of getting them ready for that offense. So I think we'll probably have some gotten pads today that we'll be able to hit. I've hit Coach V plenty of times, and he loves it. He gets excited about it. So we probably could hit him if he was there today. We'll see.
You think Zarek Cooper do a pretty good job replicating that offense?
Yeah, because absolutely. He's so athletic. So I saw him and James Barnes working that, and James is pretty athletic too. He's been playing receiver for us on scout team because he can move pretty well. I think both of those guys will do a great job of emulating Justin Thomas.
Speaking of Dorian Daniel and the game plan, Dorian's been a big part of the game plan for Georgia Tech specifically last year and partly this year. What is it about his skill set that makes him such an asset to this particular game?
I think it's just really such a simple game plan. There's not much that goes. You got to really prepare more for how quick it is and cut blocks. But the mental side of it's really simple. You have a key, and if your key does this, you do that. And if it does that, you do this. So it's a really simple game plan. So it kind of allows for everybody to play fast. And they run a lot of the times to the wide side of the field where Dorian's at. So he has a lot of opportunities to make plays, and he makes the most of that every time he's there.
And you think anybody, maybe even the younger guys, mentioned Louisville this week, and if they do you shut that down in a hurry?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't. No one's talked about Louisville at all. We're focused on Georgia Tech. And that's kind of what's made us successful. Last week we were focused on South Carolina State. We weren't worried about Georgia Tech at all. So that's kind of why we've been so consistent, because we focus on the task at hand each week. And then when that game's over, we'll celebrate for a little bit, and then we move on to the next game. So we're focused on Georgia Tech. And then until Thursday night, around midnight, that's when we'll focus on Louisville.
What are the biggest differences between preparing for this Georgia Tech offensive scheme versus a typical offensive scheme?
Really just the cut blocks, and just kind of playing assignment football, spread offenses, and their offenses are completely different. There's a lot more simple game plans, like I was telling them, just reading their keys and stuff, and they're pretty cut and dry. But really just playing cut blocks, being quick on your feet, and being a quick thinker because their offense goes so fast.
We hear a lot about playing assignment football against a team like this, and I guess it seems for a lot of fans that don't know, it seems pretty simple. Like, you do what you're told and you'll be fine. But how hard is it when you see different things going on with this particular scheme to not try to cheat the call
Right.
or do something else? Like, how hard is that?
No, it's very difficult because you have your key, but they have a lot of stuff in the backfield that just kind of will throw you off. So there's a lot of moving parts to their offense. But you got to be very mature and just focused on what you have to do and not really worry about if you try to make someone else's play. That's kind of what our defense says. You do your play and you make the plays you're designed to make. And then when you try to make someone else's play, that's a lot of the time what happened last year. A lot of guys were trying to do someone else's job, and big plays happened. So it's just assignment football. Read your key and just follow your key. It'll kind of take you to the ball. But you just got to be focused and be a really quick thinker because their stuff goes so quick.
Thank you, Ben.
So-
Thanks, Ben.